Hello and welcome to The Advocator, live on Facebook and now live on YouTube. This week, we're going to be talking about the 2019 ComicCon schedule, and we're going to be having all the amazing commenters in our live chat room on Facebook giving us links so we can showcase what they're doing on their particular sites. We're going to go ahead and we're going to open up a window for them in just a few minutes and check out what they're talking about in our live chat room. But our theme this week is going to be about the Comic-Con schedule. I'm going to be showing you guys in just a little bit my actual schedule for the upcoming year. You guys are going to be able to see, and I'll give you a quick look at it. We're going to get more into that as the show goes on. Of course, this is The Advocator, the program that is about you, brought to you by the Indie Advocates Network. It's all about you guys and what you guys want to talk about. We do give it a theme to be able to help people to maybe pick to pick at us, our brains, and ask us questions or start a conversation about a certain topic, but all topics are allowed on The Advocator. My name is Mr. Anderson, and you can follow me at MrAnderson.com. And as soon as I fix it, I'm even going to have the new link, the Indie Devils. So stay tuned for that. All right, so let's jump right into it. Let's see what's going on with the 2019 schedule. Of course, you can find that right here in our, I'll show you right here, and I'm going to give you some stuff. 2019 Comic-Con Highway. Then you can, the advocating categories, you can just click on that, and it'll bring up all the different, you guys can see where there are already things going on, where we have some shows already listed in there, which is pretty cool. So, and you can have your shows added today, so definitely do that. That's how we know where the creators are. So, oh, Chuck added something. Okay. I was going to say it's out of place, but we'll fix that. We'll get it into the right place. I'm hoping everything's okay because our Facebook thing just went. Oh, okay. Good. Sometimes our Facebook thing goes a little wonky. But Chuck's apparently going somewhere on the 16th and 17th to the Hill Country Comic-Con, so that's pretty cool. We'll fix it for him so it's on the right, in the right position. I'm sure he's just unaccustomed to doing it because honestly, I'm the only one who does the actual Comic-Con Highway. For whatever reason, my other phone's not charging right now. That or it's taken a lot to charge and bring it to life again because the battery was so depleted. All right, so I don't see anyone's comments yet. Let's just quickly go over to the comment section and make sure that we're not missing anything because my secondary phone is not helping me out. And you guys can see my cool new logo. All right, see, this has been my all day. It's slow loading with everything. See, I have the cool new duality logo because I'm the devil and the advocate. Pretty cool, right? All right, so let's check it out in our chat room, see what's going on. We got Harley Slavics. Here's a link to my company's business page, and this is Harley Slavics. Oops, we had this the last time too because it gave us a mobile link. So let's get out of the mobile and go, oops. I put too many W's. That's why. No, still giving us problems. Double dot. There we go. There we go. All right, so, ooh, I didn't like the page yet. That's so weird. Usually, I already have it. Now, he's distributing Spencer Spook, and I believe, well, we ran this a few weeks ago, the fact that he's also doing Broke Down as a distributor of Broke Down, which is pretty cool. So, if you guys are looking to do business with an amazing comic book distributing company, we might be doing this for The Advocator. We're actually trying to work out the details now. This could be a definite way to get your foot in the door. Oh, I didn't know we could do this on the Facebook groups. Look at you, Harley. You're showing off new things. I didn't even know you could do that. I'm going to have to look into that now. I'm going to have to steal that. Is that something new that they just did, that you could actually have a bunch of different stuff up there, or am I not doing it right? I got to, Harley, how does that get done? How do we get that to happen? Yeah, okay, so 4 dead bodies. Sorry, I just turned on the other phone, and I'm trying to get to the comment section so I can see you guys' comments. But for some reason, it's been off for like a day. All right, so, all right, okay. Trying to find our comment section. So I want to know from Harley what he's accepting and if he's got any more information for us. Okay, here we go. Cool. So, if you guys are looking to do, all right, sorry for the typo. I planned going to cons once transportation issue gets worked out. Not seeing any of the images, just saying the Advocator. Oh, that's on me actually. We didn't go to the live browser. I thought I clicked over it. Thank you for that, my friend. There we go. Here you go. You guys are up to us for now. Thank you, Brian. This is Harley Slavic's page. What I was talking about is up here. See this? It's a tile-based thing. I didn't know Facebook could even do this. This is brand new. I want to know how Harley did that. Thank you for telling me that, Brian. As I said earlier on Facebook, I'm a little off today. You ever have one of those days where you wake up super tired and it's just hard to think? I'm experiencing one of those days myself. I feel like I need a nap, and it's only like 11:48, so it's going to be a long day, I fear. I can hear my voice going out already, which isn't cool. Brian raises his hands. Yes, Brian, did you want to say something? Or are you just raising your hand? Quick thing I did want to mention, though. Speaking about Comic-Cons and what we're going to be doing, Comics in the Classroom, which you can learn more about by clicking here, was on the Power Hour of Love. And you guys can see that video here by the latest Power Hour of Love. I always think latest is spelt wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's spelt right. Latest. Am I spelling that wrong? Latest. Yeah, I think that's right. I think I checked it. It's bothering me. So when you have dyslexia, sometimes you'll look at a word for like ever, and you cannot convince yourself it looks right. Oh, that's it. Ooh, excuse me. Thank you, Brian. So, Brian, why'd you raise your hand? And keep dropping off those links. We're going to get through this show today, despite how tired I am and all the technical things that we've been dealing with today. We're going to bring you guys a great show, I promise. Let's start talking about the 2019 Comic-Con Highway. All right, so let's start. Well, let's start off over here. So I wanted to bring this up. This is a an event. They brought Savannah Comic-Con, which I kind of liked last year, but I'd said it should have been a one-day show instead of a two-day show. And then they had that god-awful Fairfax Comic-Con. They're now doing another Kickstarter Comic-Con. To be honest with you, I am, because a couple people asked me my opinion on this. I would not go to this show. Me personally, I would not go. I don't think the event organizers are very passionate people about actually dealing with the event. Great-a-con. I had been debating it, but the fact that this person actually, this group, I should say, threw a panel within the main room at the last hour of the show, drawing everyone in to congratulate themselves for throwing a Comic-Con. I just thought it was tasteless. And the fact that all the vendors I talked to in the back of the room basically felt like they were left out. There was nothing going on in the back of the room. They jam-packed everyone in the front and just left Artist Alley to the back. And I'm not surprised that they're now calling themselves a pop culture event. So now it's about TV and film stars, anime. It is definitely not something that I'm interested in. I think I might even have something that week. We can go to my quick 2019 calendar here. And let's see. In September, Yeah, okay. So in September, I'm actually going to be at Baltimore Comic Con. So that's even worse for it because Baltimore is actually near North Carolina. They're not too far away from each other. So this is just bad. I mean, Charleston, isn't Charleston South Carolina, actually? Pretty sure Charleston is South Carolina. I'm trying to see what they officially call themselves. North Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah, so Charleston, I mean, what do you have? Georgia, South Carolina. Well, I guess North Carolina, Virginia. Okay, that might be enough room between them and Baltimore to make it something there. But I'm not impressed by this con. I'm really not. I'll definitely be happy. Let's take a look at this video. Now, first off, I know that they use, for example, copyrighted music because they were one of the ones we got it. Now, the fact that they're not showing pictures from the other cons that they did should be scary to you. Because if they're building this brand, you'd think they'd show all the places that they have been. The fact that they're not mentioning them, it's probably a bad sign. So for those who asking me what shows to do, this would go on the side of don't do this show. I don't believe in it. I think it'll be a bad show. So let's talk about some other shows. And if you guys got a show that you want to talk about, please throw it in the comments, and we'll talk about it. We'll get it on the show. Harley says, I order more comics from Australia of the classic comic, The Phantom. I did that on my phone, but I don't remember how I did it. If I remember correctly, that is a slideshow feature I used. Because I feel you're right on, like you right on, like you're right. Oh, like you right now. See, Brian, I'm telling you, man, I'm just out of it today. I am out of it. Brian says he's going to be at the Sci-Fi Bartow February 16th. Yeah, you were telling me you wanted me to try to go up there for the. You have a panel? Am I wrong about that? I don't even know if it's listed here. Let's see. I know Pensacola convention is on the 22nd. This guy Travis always trying to call us. Travis, if you want to be on a vid, if you want to talk, you have to come on the video. All right. Hold on. I'm trying to reset everything. There's Travis. Always calling when I'm on a video. I'm sure Travis will say, though, that's because I'm always on a video. So, Pensacola, I actually think that's supposed to be more than one day. Oh, wow. This is like completely wrong. This is talking about August. Ugh, that's embarrassing. All right. So, yeah, Sci-Fi Berto is not there. Sorry, Sci-Fi Bartow. No, I was right. So let's see if we can look up Sci-Fi Bartow a different way. It's all right, Travis. It's all right. What shows are you looking forward to doing, Travis? Throw them into the comments. Let's see. Now, let me ask you a question, Brian. Are they actually affiliated with Sci-Fi? And if they're not, how are they not getting sued? Because the only people I know who use Sci-Fi that way are the Sci-Fi channel. That's like a kick me sign if they're not somehow. Oh, they're not. I'll tell you right now, they are not at all affiliated with the Sci-Fi channel. How are they not getting in trouble for using that? I'm pretty sure that Sci-Fi SYFY was trademarked by the Sci-Fi channel. Oh, wow, that's like they're like asking for it a little bit there with just using that. Yeah, see, it goes to sci-fi.com. Oh, they're gonna get a cease and desist. Ooh, they're gonna be in trouble. I can't even look up Sci-Fi with it being with Sci-Fi. Let me see. All right. Yeah, see, no one else uses. Well, they have Sci-Fi Wire, but Sci-Fi Wire, I'm pretty sure, is owned by the Sci-Fi Channel, right? Yeah, they're asking for trouble. Oh, they better watch the name they're using. It's in its 6th year. Mega, Acme, and Revolution. All right, cool shows. We're definitely gonna look at those today. It's been Sci-Fi for the last 6 years, but so is the Sci-Fi Channel. All right, I guess Sci-Fi doesn't care that they're using it though if it's 6 years in, right? Has it been SYFY the whole time? Because I'm really surprised about that. Because one of the reasons only reason I know this is because when they changed their name from Sci-Fi Channel, the SCFI, because that's what they used to be, and it used to be short for science fiction. They went to Sci-Fi because they wanted it to be their own, so they could trademark it. They could not trademark the original Sci-Fi Channel. So, and they're the only ones I've ever seen use it. So it's weird. Let's see. When did they officially start using it? The Sci-Fi Channel. Let's see if it actually says when they switched their name. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, 'cause they were this 29. So 2009 they switched over, and then in 2018 they switched to the new one, which is their new Sci-Fi one. All right. So you said they've been doing it for 6 years. So yeah, they're playing with fire a little bit on that. Ooh, they're gonna get in trouble. They're gonna get in trouble. They're gonna get in trouble. No, I'm kidding. I hope they don't get in trouble because you guys are going there. So let's see. Talk to me about this. What do we got going on about this, Brian? Uh, so this isn't a comic book show. It looks like it's more steampunk oriented, with a guy being a DJ in the middle of the park. Oh, DJ Vlad. Okay. He's got like a steampunk, I guess, DJ booth here. And only if Universal really cares. Yeah, that's the thing. They don't care till they care yet, you know? Hopefully no one cares, but let's see. Sci-Fi Bartow, Central Florida's Ultimate Geek Street. Oh, this is out in a street, right? This isn't even indoors. I remember this from last year. It's like an outdoor event. Am I wrong about that? And it's like a free event. So you guys don't have a panel here, do you? Each year they theme it. Oh, so this year it's sci-fi. Last year would have been maybe Star Trek from what I'm seeing. Or am I wrong? Like let's do the about. Let's check out the about. Telling you, man, my tech today is not dealing with me. It wants the day off too. Let's see, about section. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Our story. All right. So this is this is an actual convention that charges people vendor fees and sponsorships go to improving the downtown area renovations. It's rare that you hear that any type of fanfare actually helps a city improve itself. Not a bad thing, mind you. It's just you don't really hear about that. So okay, so that's interesting. I don't know if this would be a show that I'd actually like, to be honest with you. Uh, maybe just to go. Where is Sci-Fi Bartow for me? Let me see about that. So for me, I don't think I'd want to go as a vendor. I might go as a fan of pop culture. It's not that far from me, actually. It's really not. I'm down here in the Cape Coral, Fort Myers area. All I'd have to do is take this right up, and I could get there. So that's actually not a bad drive. It's probably, from what I see, Orlando's about 2.5 to 3 hours. It's below Lakeland, and we were just in Lakeland. So that's not horrible. See, here's up where Orlando is. So to go to there, you go to Tampa, and then from Tampa, you head up towards Orlando on I-4, which is like one of the worst ever. Last year was Monsters versus Aliens. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, because I thought about going there because of my Monsters book. All right. I still can't believe they have Sci-Fi. I remember when I saw that, I actually thought that they were part of Sci-Fi. And then I realized when I saw it that they're not part of Sci-Fi. Well, I hope they don't get in any trouble for that. But that is where. So, Brian, do you got a panel going on, or you have a table, or are you just going to hang out? Because I know the Power of Love said they were going here too, and that's going to be on February. It says the 3rd Saturday in February, which is weird. Why not just give a date, right? Unless they're doing it every year. That's on the 16th. No, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm right. The 16th. So and then the 23rd is Indie Takeover. For those who don't know, Indie Showcase. Check out the Indie Showcase. I'm going to give you guys something that other people don't know. Javier Lugo is going to be joining us for this show. I haven't mentioned it yet. I'm going to give it to you guys for first. Yes, there's a panel. So where's the panel? In the middle of a street, Brian? So here we go. Comics in the Classroom are going to be with us. Baker Comics are there. Tart creator Kevin Joseph's there. I'm going to be there. Stabby Bunny creator Richard Rivera, my creative brother, is going to be back on the ComicCon highway. I'm super excited for him. We have Roland Mann. We have Joel Rodriguez. We have Martha Schwartz. We have, Marcus, when we release this, Marcus's comic, The Protector, we're trying to get at the show because I know a lot of people were excited to see him. Unfortunately, he has another confliction in a schedule, which he will not be able to attend. We're trying to get copies of his book for all of his fans. We're going to have The Couch creator, David Bryan. We're going to have Travis Gibb. And we're going to have... Well, Doris Fee, who's on Kickstarter right now with her Spirit book, is trying to be there. Brian, isn't this also the same place that had the Kitchen Killers playing last year? Because I remember, I think that you were actually inviting me last year to come check it out, the Kitchen Killers and all that. And I just couldn't make it happen in my schedule. Because last February, we were actually busy. We actually, I think, had like 2 or 3 shows in February, and it was just very difficult to get to them all. So this is the Indie Showcase. It's going to be happening at the Acme Superstore from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're excited. We want to see you guys there. It's 100% indie, meaning no fan art, no crafts alley, no crafts people. It's all about comic books and creating new worlds. So check it out, join us, and be part of the Indie Showcase. All right, so we're pretty good. We're already halfway through the show at this point. So let's check it out. We don't like that convention. Let's see if we can find some other big conventions to talk about. So they're expecting between 15 and 20,000 people. That's not bad. That's actually a really good draw. So that's how's parking though? If you're going to have that many people, I'm assuming parking's going to be horrible. The average show, for those wondering, smaller shows are between 3,000 and 5,000 people. MegaCon can get up most of about 100 people, 100,000 people, and then New York Comic Con and San Diego. What is New York? Oh, hold on, let's see if we can quickly look to see New York City NYCC attendance. Okay, so they had 200,000 people, right, in attendance. So we'll go with that, 200,000 people, MegaCon attendance. About 100,000. So that tells you. And Let's see. What's another one? Big one down here. SuperCon attendance. They don't even have it. Yeah, they don't have anything listed as attendance based. A lot of cons won't actually advertise what they get. 15 to 20 sounds pretty big for a street fair. So that's pretty cool. Do you know why they're expecting that amount? Because I mean, even their Facebook page didn't even seem to have that many likes. Let's see if we can look at it. Oh, wrong one. Sci-Fi Mark 2. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Telling you, today's just an off day. All right, so here we go. All right, so I mean, they have 3,000 people who. Oh no, that's me inviting my friends. So how many people actually have liked the page? Because usually, if you look at this and how many people have liked it, because this is a page and not an event. So, all right, I think if we do this, all right, so it has 3,000 total likes. So that's not bad, honestly. You got Andre. What's Marcus? Katrina. I think that's Heather. So definitely got some of my friends are definitely Javier's in there. Nicole's in there, Glenn's in there, Austin's in there, Tanya's in there, Garrett's in there, Bill's in there, Josh is in there, Chad's in there. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. There's Bill. So this is an outdoor event. Like I said, it might be something interesting to take the Jax man to. And that's the long weekend. For those who don't know, it's President's Day, so the kids actually have 2 additional days off that weekend. Ooh, Josh Bear might be there. He's a pretty good artist, actually. Okay, they have cars, I guess. Is this video? All right, looks interesting. Looks good, looks good. All right, so let's head back over to our convention scene. And then I'll finally go over my shows, but it's super kids friendly. It's 7 blocks of fun. SuperCon gets about 60K. That's what I would assume. So I think you're right about that. I think it's growing every year. I would say 60K for it. I think Tampa Bay Comic Con does better than MegaCon. And from what I'm hearing now, the rumor is that MegaCon is done with Tampa. Brian, can you confirm that? Have you heard what's going on with Tampa? Tampa MegaCon? All right, so let's call out the big shows that are worth calling out. All right. All right. Great Lakes Comic Con for some reason I think is a again, sorry. I'm telling you, it's just an off day for me health wise. I probably also said I'm not as energetic as I normally do. For some reason, the Advocator, we just have problems. This was a show I actually did want to do, and I think I just got in late. Pensacon is in Pensacola, which is actually a pain in the butt to get to from here, but it looks like it's going to be a good show. They're actually going to be the same weekend we're doing our show, but because they're at such a weird place of Florida, I don't really know what'll compete with us. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you a Florida. Let me do Pence. Oh, maybe they'll actually have it. If I actually, let me see, events. I'm trying to see if they have like a map of where they're going to be. There was store. Here we go. Info. All right, so let me see. No, all right. So I'll show you where Florida is. Florida Penn. Oh, Penn. Pensacola. I'll just look up Pensacola, and I'll show you guys where the Pensacola is in Florida, and you'll understand why I'm saying it's kind of an awkward one. So here's a map of Pensacola, right? Oops. Okay, so there's Pensacola. There's Pensacola. There's Pensacola. So basically, Pensacola is like right near New Orleans. I live here. So for me to get there, I've got to go all the way up about 5 hours to here. So that's about a 5 or 6 hour trip to right around here, and then make a left. And then if you look, if this was 5 or 6 hours, I bet you that was. So here, let's get directions. Let's see, from my house, Fort Myers, Florida. According to this, it's 174 hours. Is that right? Oh, walking. I was like, wow. Yeah, I don't want to walk. No, I wouldn't walk. I'd drive. All right, it's not horrible. It's about an 8, maybe. Oh, wow. Your destination is in a different time zone. I didn't realize Florida actually went into a different time zone at certain parts of it. It's how big Florida is. It's actually a state that has 2 time zones. It's weird. And look, there's a long way to go because I'll want to go all the way around to get to Pensacola. But you guys can see, I mean, 8 hours gets me to, let's see, what were 8 hours? We'd be in South Carolina, honestly. We could be in Charleston. Jax's uncle lives there. It's about 8 hours away. So that is a bit of a trip for us. So here we are in Fort Myers. Orlando's about 3 hours. Daytona's 4. West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, all this, it's about 2 hours. So that's a trip. That's definitely a trip for a 2-day show. For me, I don't want to do trips for 2-day show if I don't have to. One of the big ones we're going to is going to be in North Carolina. But I actually have family up here in Virginia, right in the Petersburg, Richmond area. So so when I do like a Raleigh, which is right here, so you do Raleigh and we'll do Fort Myers, just to give you an idea of the travel. All right, so for us, that's an 11-hour trip. So literally for 3 more hours, I can go all the way up into the north as opposed to just here. And I hear this is a different type of climate of people and fan bases. So it's not the Florida, because where I am in this part of Florida, it's called the New York area. So we're going to be doing that. Let's see. Brian, MegaCon Orlando actually last year got 110K. Cool. MegaCon Tampa is pending. If it's pending, that means that it's probably not going to happen this year. They did wait last year all the way until the end of MegaCon to announce they were going to do Tampa Bay. I don't think they should do Tampa Bay. If MegaCon was going to go anywhere, Brian, you know where I think they should go? Because I think Tampa Bay has been serviced. I would say that they maybe would want to go to what is that area right in the middle? Central Florida right here underneath Orlando. Whatever that is over here, that might be a good area because I don't think there are any cons going on. Or Fort Myers. I don't think there's anything big enough for them to do it in Fort Myers. But Fort Myers is a good area too. Maybe do it over where Hero Trader was going to do in Punta Gorda over here. There's a pretty big place. I just don't. I think with Tampa Bay Comic-Con, Tampa Bay is kind of owned, or they'd have to move it into a much different time of the year. Like they have to be 6 months apart. That's my opinion. So that's Pensacon. Captain Comics Expo. I have never been turned down by a Comic-Con. These people did it. So they said they don't do gore and they don't do porn. They call it Fetish Babies, which is now Barbara Unleashed porn. So not a fan of them. I think they're kind of stuck up. Whatever. That's my opinion. You guys do what you want with it. Amazing Hawaiian. I want to go to a Hawaii Comic-Con. That just sounds cool. There are a lot of these show-off promotions. There are a lot of them throughout the year. There's a Dave & Buster's toy show. That's interesting. I've never seen anyone go to a Dave & Buster's. Women of WonderCon. That's going to be in Dallas, Texas. Of course, the Big Apple Comic-Con. That's one of the first Comic-Cons I ever went to as a fan myself. South Carolina's getting a Comic-Con in Greenville. These people do not get back to you. I put in to do this show probably 2 years in a row, and they just don't get back to you. I don't know what it is. And I've heard other people make the same complaints. I basically think that they fill everything up, and the minute they fill it up, they don't bother returning emails, which is kind of crappy. Fan Expo absorbs shows instead of making new ones. But correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, there was no Tampa show that they absorbed. They made the Tampa show. There was no other Tampa show. Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong, but I've heard that was just their choice to do a show in Tampa. So I'm not a fan of them communicating back, and I have not heard anything good or bad about the show. But when they don't get back to you, and I've had a couple creative friends say that they didn't get back to them. There's a pizza party with Kevin Eastman, though. You got to give him credit. That is cool. Yeah, but I didn't even bother applying for them this year after all the trouble I had for 2 years. So they might be the best con in the world, but if you don't get back to people, you're kind of missing out. So we have a new hero hype. Okay, this is just. Well, let's take a look at this.
And we're here in the beautiful beaches of Miami preparing for our calendar in 2019. So stay tuned for our updates and exclusive content. And be sure to check us out at herohype.com. Don't forget to like and follow.
All right, so Hero Hype. I don't even know what this is. Honestly, like I'm looking at you guys and I'm very confused. Is it it doesn't say a Comic-Con, so oh nope, never mind. It calls itself a comic convention. And it's actually got a couple different ones though, from what it looks like. It has one in Miami on March, it has one in Orlando in July, and it has an expo, 4th annual to be named, and there's a 2019 calendar on sale, so you don't see that all the time, an actual calendar to go with it. Oh, Brian said Hero Hype is shit. All right. Fan Expo is expected to announce a new United States show this year. Ooh. You know what I haven't seen a lot of? Wizard World. Wizard World kind of disappeared. Emerald City Comic Con, that's put on by the Reed Pop people. They're an amazing group. All Con. I don't know much about All Con. I'm sorry. I opened it in the wrong thing for you guys. All Con is definitely something I never heard of before. We didn't do that. That's in Addison, Texas. All right, so let's get rid of that and go to AllCon. So AllCon looks like another fan show, which is cool. Nothing wrong with that. Not a bad little site. This is happening in Texas, so it's interesting. They're not using fan art, so I applaud them for that. I love when a site doesn't use fan art. Certain shows can get away with fan art, like San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con. You know it's not as much fan art. But when a smaller show's doing it, you kind of be like, Marvel and DC didn't say it was okay. So there's a Latino Comics Expo. That should be interesting in Modesto, California. Let's see. Now they're all sending all these Raleigh Comic-Cons. I don't think they're going to compete with the Raleigh SuperCon. C2E2, that's the biggest show in Chicago probably all year, and that's another Reed Pop show. And there goes the show-off. however you pronounce that there. And there's a Bath ComicCon in Bath, UK. I think it's just the name of a town, though. I don't think you actually get to bathe in it. Planet ComicCon, I've heard good things about. WonderCon, again, I heard it's the better. It's actually some people told me that it's better than their San Diego Comic-Con. The biggest gripe I hear about San Diego Comic-Con is that the people showing up to go now expect things to be free. And I can understand that for what they're paying just to attend that show, why they think some things should be free. Middletown, I've never heard of. Let's see. Savannah Comic Con. Okay, so this I had actually put in for. This is the same people behind the other Comic Con. And again, they didn't get back to anyone. I heard a couple people they got back to. I think they did at one point get back to me, though, in fairness to them. I just did not respond to them. I was like, nope, I'm good. I didn't like how they did it. They really ruined it. And I was a fan of theirs until they did that other one. Show your viewers Scott Stakai. His art is amazing. Even you want his stuff on your wall. How am I supposed to show Scott Stakai? I don't know how. Brian, like, is there a place you wanted me to go to show that? Let's see. There's a fax. That's interesting in Belgium. And the San Diego Comic Fest. Empire State Comic Con. I think that's semi-new, but it's been around. Steel City Comic Con, I heard, is big. Daytona Beach Comic Con, home of the Indie Takeover #2. We're going to be there. Panel room. We have, I think, like 6 panels we're doing with indie creators out of, what is it, like, I think there's 5 panels on one day, and I think 4 on the next. That's 9. 2 of the panels we're not part of. So 7 panels with indie creators. It's going to be awesome. All right. Then Denver's got something. Philadelphia's got something. Awesome Con. See, I've heard a lot of good things about Awesome Con, but I got mistreated by their staff. I don't think how they handled it. And they, of course, blamed. So this is a problem I have with certain places. They were blaming the fact that it was security, which, granted, security was rude. I'll give them the credit. Security is very rude for the show, but they were being big jerks in general. And one of them had told me I needed to make better life choices because I was taking my son with me. So I'm not a fan of Awesome Con. With that said, though, people are like sending me stuff. With that said, I do want to stress that I've heard good things from other people about it. So, some people like Awesome Con. So that's not really one I'd say to stay away from. Not bad. See, I think it's decent art. I really do. But if I want something on my wall, I'm going to show you some of the art that's on my wall. I'm gonna give you a look at some of the art that's on my wall and some of the art that's in my comic book. You want some good art? Check out this art. This is the artist for the original Fetish Babies, which is now going to be rebranded. And you can see she's still working with the same ideas. This looks fantastic. I can't wait for this book to come out. She's creating this epic story that she's been working on now for like 2 years. Ooh, look what we were just talking about. And that rogue, I still think to this date, that's one of the most amazing rogues I've ever seen. So that is Satane Zilia. She's one of my favorite artists. 2 great artists, definitely. We're going to go back to Scott Streka. Let's take a look at the gizmo. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right. There are apparently people wearing his stuff. So it's interesting. I prefer more original art than fan art, but that's just me. I'm not a huge fan of fan art. Here's a cool Iron Man bleeding. His bleeding outfit, I guess. The nanobite one. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we're getting to the end of the program. Ooh, we actually have only 10 minutes left. So let's do this. Let's do a speed round. Let's just go through some of these conventions. So I'm just going to call out the ones I think are worth going to. How's that? FanCon, I've heard good things about. Gem City, I've heard good things about. Comic Palooza, I've heard good things about. Chuck liked that one last year. I'm pretty sure he said it was good. Three Rivers Comic Con is an exciting show. Dirk Manning's going to be there, actually. I was there last year with Michael Metlin, and we're going to be there this year. I'm super excited about it. Let's see. We're actually in that picture, believe it or not. We're all the way back here. That's actually our Written Sins logo back there. It was a really good show. I really enjoyed it. And they actually have their own unique brewed beer for the shows, which I think is pretty cool. I'm trying to see. Now, I might fly into this show that morning and put up some stuff quickly and then fly back out the next day. So that's how excited I am about the show. So we're going to see. I might even sleep in the car. It might be one of those shows to try to keep it as cheap as can be, but I'm super excited to be back there. I really like the passion that they had and the energy towards comic books. It was refreshing. So Three Rivers gets a big thumbs up for me. Motor City, of course, everyone knows Motor City is a big one. Comic-Con Revolution, which we have one coming up in, they didn't show it here in March, which I'll be at doing a triple panel duty. I think, yeah, Comics in the Classroom, and I have two other panels that we got going on, so that's going to be fantastic. Let's see, Tidewater Comic-Con. I don't remember. I know it was around last year. I just don't know if I heard good or bad about it, to be honest with you. Comic-Con Revolution in Illinois, we heard great things about. The Big Easy Comic-Con. I'm actually debating going to it. I was approved, but had some trouble getting in, so they're reviewing my see what happened with it, and I might actually commit to this at the beginning of June. That because I heard that I think this is a first-year show, but supposedly the people behind it are really cool. Ooh, there's something new. I wonder what's new. Yeah, because this looks like it's going to be good. And this is the same people who bring us SuperCon. So that's why I kind of I think it's SuperCon. They either bring us SuperCon or they do the Tampa Bay Comic-Con. I forgot who it is. But they do one or the other. All right, so that should be interesting. Epic Con sounds interesting. They have a Smallville one. RobCon. I should be the guest of honor at a RobCon. There's two different RobCons in Tennessee. Go figure that out. That's weird. Florida SuperCon. I will be there. Excited about that one. Atlanta Comic-Con. I'll be there. Excited about that one. Tampa Bay Comic-Con. I'll be at that one. Again, excited about that one. They're missing the SuperCon in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's a big show during the summer. That one I'm really happy to get to. And FlameCon, I heard, was really good last year. People like Keystone was the Reed Pop Black Eye last year, so you know they're going to double down and try to make it better. Of course, I do have to say that I think the fact that there was a hurricane definitely messed it up. Next summer, you mean this summer or next summer, like 2020, Brian, or 2019? Indiana Comic-Con, I heard, was decent. Space Coast Comic-Con, I hear, is a strong show. Travis Gibbs, a big fan. And Small Press Expo. I actually am trying to get into this. I was highly recommended to try to do this. Adam West Day, now that looks awesome. And New York Comic-Con, we're going to be hearing about that in the next couple weeks. They're going to start up things. London Comic-Con, I heard good things about that. Baltimore, of course. And Daytona, we'll probably be talking about that in the future too. And then that's it for right there. Chicago Pop Culture Comic-Con. I think they finally moved it up. Oh, no, that would be it. I've been to this one. Decent show, good people. It's a little far from me. I don't think that they bring in, because it's a pop culture con, it doesn't necessarily bring in what I'm looking for from my fan base. In other words, people who like comic books and not like pop culture. But they're a decent show. I'm trying to think when Thanksgiving is this year. Let's look at the map. So Thanksgiving would be. Let's just look it up because I'm tired. 2019 Thanksgiving. Last year was the weekend after Thanksgiving when I went. Or 2 years ago, actually. I went 2 years ago now. Yeah, see, that's going to be the weekend after Thanksgiving. It's such a pain in the butt to even travel to. I was the first time I was ever a guest, though, so that was kind of cool. What is comics? Comics in the Classroom is on in a lot of different places. All right, so in 2020, you guys are suiting up to go on a road trip. That's pretty cool. So we went through some stuff. Let's end the program with where I'll be very quickly, and then if we'll check out any other comments, and if not, we'll call it a day. I'm gonna go take a nap because it's been one of those days I'm just completely out of it. We just did Central Comic Con. It was an okay show. I think there's some tweaking that they can do to make it a better show for next year. They definitely need to pay less attention to cosplayers. I think it was insulting to creators to see how much room cosplayers were given. That's always a bad sign to me when cosplayers are given more energy and effort than the actual creators of comics, especially when you have comic in your title. The Indie Showcase, that's going to be a fantastic event on the 23rd of February, and ignore the fact that I put 323. Believe it or not, at one point we were actually debating doing it on 323, but that actually fell apart. We couldn't get it because Travis Gibb was worried he'd have a child at that point, and I respect that. Plus, it was the weekend of C2E2, and I'm trying to still get there. That's going to be instead in February 23rd, not 323. Comic-Con Revolution, super excited about that. The weekend after the Indie Showcase, which is going to help us build into a strong March, which gives us the Comic-Con Revolution, and then Clearwater Comic-Con, where I'm doing some panels in Clearwater. Then we go to Daytona. Super excited about Daytona. The only thing I have going on in April is Daytona. And after Daytona, we have Three Rivers and MegaCon. All-Star Comic-Con in June. July, we're going to do Florida SuperCon, Atlanta Comic-Con, and Raleigh SuperCon. August is Tampa Bay Comic-Con. September is Ancient City. In October, we have Baltimore, New York Comic-Con. Nothing for November and December. Brian, if there's any shows you think I should be getting into and you can find a way to get me to be a guest, you let me know. I'll do guest spots all year long. But that is my schedule right now. We did have to cut back for both my health reasons. Last year took a huge toll on me. I'm still paying for that toll as it is now. I have not been healthy since getting off the Comic-Con highway because I pushed too hard last year, and it took a toll on me in a very bad way. And the fact that Jax is in school now, so we have that very busy July, but we're also going to be spending some time with some family up in Virginia, so that's why those shows are the way they are, because I'm going to be basically, I think, going up to Atlanta, and from there we might spend a couple weeks up with family in Virginia. So we're excited, and August is going to be pretty quiet, so let me know where you guys are going. Yes. I think I have to reach out to them again, Ancient City. It's Ancient City in September, but yes, it should be good for there. Remind me to reach out to them in about a week or two to see what's going on. They were redoing something or something like that, and I wanted to reach back out to them. I'm trying to get flyers from them too because I want to promote that show. But Brian, you know any places that want a comic book creator that's an indie advocate, you let me know. I definitely want to bring Comics in the Classroom to other shows. I can announce the Comics in the Classroom will be at Comic-Con Revolution, will be at Clearwater Comic-Con, will be at Daytona Comic-Con. We could see if we could put it on at Three Rivers in Pittsburgh, Brian. I could carry the banner with me to Pittsburgh if you wanted to. You said that we're a lock for MegaCon for it. All-Star Comic Con, I could probably convince them. That's in Virginia in June. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to manage that because Jaxie is still in school. I'm pretty sure he's still in school. They have a weird calendar. He might actually be out of school in June. I gotta look. I'll look when I get off of here. I think he might actually be out of school. That might be his last week. I think they ended in the end of May this year because we didn't have a hurricane. August, Tampa Bay Comic-Con, probably could get that panel in there too because Tampa allowed me to do panels last year, so I don't see them stopping me this year. And Baltimore Comic-Con, we could probably try to sneak it in there too. Maybe I can get with see if we can't find a teacher to do it with us. So, yeah. I might want to fill some more Florida shows, Brian. So you might be someone I talk to. Like weekend shows aren't bad with the Jax Man if we can drive to them. Now I know you know the shows that'll probably be lucrative, so I'll probably pick your brain a little later to fill in some of the gaps. Because I do feel like it's too light of a show. My sister thinks I should do flea markets locally, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It would help me build up a base. So, but that's the end of the show. I'm going to go rest my voice and take a nap. But you guys have been awesome. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Let me know where you're going to be. And join us next week and bring your links so we can take a look at what you're doing. And if you want a topic covered for a advocator, let us know. And if you guys want us to put it later in the day, let us know that too. For now, we seem to be getting more views later in the day, but I think that there's more conversation for this one happening in the middle of the day. So it's weird. It was the exact reverse for Kickstarter Talk. Kickstarter Talk, we got more views during the day, but more interaction at night. So I don't know. I go where you guys tell me to go. And that's it. That's our show. I appreciate you all. I seriously do. I love the fact that you support indie comics. You guys are my heroes. Thank you for tuning in. Go out there and be kind to each other and be amazing.